To all you haters out there, Ramonas who refuse to accept that Brexit has happened and did everything in your power to scupper it or redirect it, you know who you are. Some Remainers quoting the weekly savings on the Brexit bus, laughing in the faces of those who voted to leave, patronisingly remarking that we didn't know what we were voting for, hating Boris with a vengeance and seeing his demise as an opportunity to turn back the clock. For those of you who couldn't accept the results of a democratic vote and called those who supported it racist, which is odd because Brexit removes the privilege from people in the EU who are mostly Caucasian, so white, and plus it means that they get an equal footing with people from other nations when trying to enter this country. For all of you, this is a very important and defining step. Business Secretary Kemi has signed up to a historic treaty to join a £12 trillion international trade bloc and become the first European nation to do so. The Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for the Trans-Pacific Partnership, or CPTPP. It was created in 2018 and includes Australia, Brunei, Canada, Chile, Japan, Malaysia, Mexico, New Zealand, Peru, Singapore and Vietnam. Being a member loosens restrictions on trade between these countries and means reduced tariffs, and it covers around about 500 million people. Kemi said that it placed us at the top table of the Indo-Pacific group and held the step as the clearest demonstration of our found freedom outside the EU. And unlike the deal that we had with the EU, there is no requirement to surrender British sovereignty or be governed by judges sitting in a foreign country. I know you might be saying that we have a deal with most of these countries anyway, but this deal represents closer alliance with a growing trade bloc rather than a shrinking one, the shrinking one of the EU. And getting in there at the start and being an early adopter is a huge benefit. The potential of this relationship is huge, with China already applying to join and America sniffing at the edges. Economists have described membership of this 11-country bloc as a massive global event. The UK, no longer a member of the EU, can now trade globally without restriction. Yes, you heard it, trade globally without having to follow EU rules. Hallelujah! This deal opens up the world. I know people will be saying that it represents 0.08% of GDP over 10 years and that it doesn't replace the EU, but that's not the point. Not only would the deal open major new markets to the UK and ultimately could mean lower prices for many of our household goods, it will make it nigh on impossible to rejoin the EU. So if the Tories do leave office, which is looking more and more likely, they will leave it securing Brexit by default. Well done, Kemi Badenoch and her party, for securing the deal which will come into play in 2024. The EU isn't the be-all and end-all. Granted, geographically they are the closest, but in this interconnected world, what does that matter? Brexit is safe.